One day, the man shows up at door. "Hi," he says. "I'm here to sell you the items. May I enter house?" The woman at door isn't woman. The woman at door is all the bugs in yard. She wears trench coat and the bugs stand on shoulders, giving each other hugs like bricks do in wall. Her face is all the prettiest bugs, so the man doesn't even realize because of misogyny. She says. "Don't mind if do," says man. Now he is inside. The floor is dirt and it smells like dead ants. "You asked me, so what do sell?" The question is, what don't? I sell knife. I sell small dollar that don't work at store for child to practice. I sell umbrella with holes as prick. I sell model a foot with disease. I sell liar's hair to make secret shame. I sell 4 books. Book for boy, book for girl, book for man or woman, and The Alchemist. I sell hammer made of screwdriver. I sell square with hot corner. I sell hat for hat and shirt for genital. I sell red flag so red it make blue flag yellow. I sell underwear for woman made by chimpanzee that hurts to wear because, it's wool. I sell map that doesn't have America because it is future. I sell small piece of ice. Hurry! I sell big piece of ice. Take your time. I sell light brown hair in bag for taking around town. The man takes a big breath. Also, I sell soda pop just for bug. This gets woman interest because bugs. Bug lady starts thinking, soda pop just for bug? I'm bug. And she says, the man winks. "Oh shoot, I would sell to you, but that soda pop only for bug." Well, woman has choice to make. The bugs stop hugging. They hop off shoulders. Woman falls into bugs. They want soda pop bad. "Tisk, tisk," says man. "You failed the test." Then man falls into bugs. Oh, he was tricky, bug pile. Woman, who's now bugs, can't believe. She says in shame. He assures. It turns out the man bugs are bug parents of woman bugs. Bug parents are tricky. This time, little bugs learn lesson, and it is this. Bugs outnumber people, but keep it secret, the end.
The museum was out of money because Mr. Museum spent all the donations buying horses for his mistresses and misters. "Shit, I'm a deep fuck," he said, wiping his brow with $101 bills. "I gotta get money, and fast." So what do you do when you have no money, but you do have a bunch of paintings and shit? "Bingo," said Mr. Museum. "I'm gonna sell my arm to science." Science was hot on arms because of the arms race, LOL. They wanted to make an arm that could live forever, but they needed an arm first. Why not call the army? Okay, that's enough. I'll stop. Anyway, Mr. Museum called to let science know he had the arm they needed. "Hi, it's Mr. Museum. I called to let science know I had the arm they needed." "Yeah, we already said that, you trickster." So, Mr. Museum went to the doctor and he said, "I'm right-handed, but I wipe with my left, so I'm in a thick pickle." Said the doctor. "Well, it looks like the only solution is to take a little bit from both arms and then stitch them together like a blouse." So that's what they did. Everyone came to the surgery house to watch it go down. "Scalpel," said the doctor, and then the blood bucket. "Pretty please." Screams Mr. Museum, and then he screams, "Gah!" And once he went, "Uh-oh." They took his elbow from the main arm, then the wrist from the other, the cartilage from number 1, and the phalanges from column B. Then they put it in the blender and pressed stitches. Yeah, there's a stitches button, and if you haven't noticed it, why don't you look a little closer at your Cuisinart, you dumb shit? Buzz, buzz, whir, hobbla, 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 hee-ya. That's the sound the blender makes. Well, the arm was done, and now Mr. Museum's arms were a bit smaller, but he could still wipe his little BH and smoke cigarettes, so he was happy. Everyone clapped, and the doctors went out to a nice dinner to celebrate. I don't know, maybe the Cracker Barrel by the Turnpike. The big doctor got the fried chicken, and everyone else got salads. So, science was excited and gave Mr. Museum a lot of money because now they could do the thing they wanted to do. Dare an intern to eat a whole arm. Yeah, they tricked the trickster. You can believe it. Go ahead. Well, now Museum had money. You can all come back inside if you want, said Mr. Museum, winking slyly. He opened the doors, and everyone came inside to learn about Francis Bacon and how he liked it when people beat the shit out of him because he got into weird shit in Berlin as a teen, and that pretty much fucks you for life. The people said, "Oh, that's really fucked up. Hey, that's pretty fucked up." Yeah, I think that's way too fucked up. But they agreed the paintings were really scary in the end.
All the students on the field trip ordered the same thing from the Pizza Hut. The buffet, baby. Yeah, all the kids wanted unlimited soup and salad, including croutons and carrot ribbons, and slices of pizza with frosting instead of marinara, because it's for dessert, okay? And they had all the salad dressings: honey mustard, pickle brine, soda fountain, Pepsi, syrup, hot water, and fucking duh, buddy, ranch. The shy girl was getting a salad when the mean girl bumped into her. "I dare you to drink all the ranch," said the mean girl. "If you do, I'll become nice girl." Well, the shy girl thought about it. Reforming the notorious mean girl? She'd be a legend. "You got a deal, you goober." And she picked up the ranch. All the restaurant patrons were like, "It's about fucking time," because everyone wanted to drink the communal ranch, but they were too afraid of the consequences. Well, Shy Girl put her lips to the rim and started gulping. The whole Pizza Hut got on their feet. Everyone was chanting, Shy Girl," and banging their crayons on their placemats. She was gonna drink the whole thing. Old ladies were crying, and a teen put Cotton Eye Joe on the jukebox. Shy Girl was sips away from finishing when, "Oh my God, I'm choking on something in the ranch," Shy Girl screamed. I can't talk, I'm choking," she bellowed. The manager ran out at once, saying, "Oh no, oh dear, oh no," because he knew. Oh yeah, he knew. You see, when the manager proposed to his partner last year, the guy told the manager, "No, never, fuck you." The manager got super sad. "I don't deserve love," he said, and threw the ring in the ranch. He thought no one would ever find it, but he was wrong. "I'm gonna give her the Heimlich," said the school chaperone. "Me too," said the waitress. "Me 3, said the pizza pervert. "Wait," screamed the manager. "Before anyone saves that girl's life, know this." Everyone stopped all their screaming, and the shy girl stopped choking for a little so she could listen. "Inside that girl's esophagus is an engagement ring. Whoever punches it out of her has to marry me." Everyone gasped super loud. The waitress fainted. An old man threw up, but politely, into his napkin. I know, said the manager. "I'm super gross. I have a fungal infection on my toes and a yeast infection on my back. I wish you didn't have to marry me, but that's the rules." The shy girl was choking really bad now, but no one tried to help her. Sure, managing a Pizza Hut was a solid career with a consistent paycheck and a network of support and trust, but marriage? That's a big commitment. Shy Girl was dying, and yeah, she was crying. She was just about dead, the pearly gates creaking open, when someone punched her gut just like Mr. Heimlich decreed. "Gulp!" Shy Girl shouted, and the ring popped out of her mouth and into the honey mustard, where it dissolved like the fucking Lord of the Rings. But who punched her? Who would take the burden of marrying the pathetic, fungi-infected manager? "That's right, it was me," screamed the manager. "Yep, it's true. the manager realized the only man enough for this man was the manager. Everyone banged their crayons on their menus, and a teen put Like a Virgin on the jukebox. The shy girl was alive. "Are you really gonna marry yourself?" she asked. "You bet your fucking ass I am," said the manager. And you know what? He did. The next day, he said, "I do." Then he said, "So do I." And the little priest said, "It's a marriage." The reception was at the Crackle Barrel by the turnpike, and all the teens hooted and hollered when the man took off his garter and slingshotted it into the crowd. The manager was a good spouse to himself. He was as patient as an oak tree and as tender as a fillet of fish. He and himself went on dates every weekend and spent weeknights watching the quality programming on CBS. Each and every Sunday, they made love hard. Very, very gratifying lovemaking, They opened a new Pizza Hut in Poughkeepsie, where the manager and himself raised their son. And the son's name? Yep, his name was Manager. Because when you fuck a baby into yourself, it's a clone. The end.
Okay, so this is the tale of 4 dogs. We got Teeny, Tim Tim, Tootsie, and Rom Tom Togger. One day, Rom Tom Togger told Tim Tim, "Ruff, ruff, roo, roo," which meant Teeny and Tootsie sitting in a townhouse, Fuckin apostrophe. Teeny was Tim Tim's tubby doggy hubby, so Tim Tim she got frothy in the mouthy. "Bark, bark, ruff, ruff, ree, ree," which meant, "Rom Tom Tugger, you're in Rom Tom trouble. I know no care for their affair. Now I know, and no go-go this doggo must do. But you too to thou doggo bungalow you'll go, because yous lets rips gossips to me, ruff, ruff, ree, ree." So Rom Tom Togger and Tim Tim trekked to Tim Tim Tantini's troubled townhouse to testify to Teeny Tantootsie's twisting truant trysts. Rom Tom Togger and Tim Tim put dog ears nears the lover's door. "Bow wow wow, wow wow wow," cried Teeny, which meant, oh shit, funkle my uncle." "Ruff, ruff, uncle," moaned Tootsie, which meant, "Fruckle, frucky, a knuckle my fuckle." Then the door tore to the floor. "Ruff, tough, tougher," grunted Tootsie, which meant Rom Tom Togger. "Tiff, tiff," screamed Teeny, which meant Tim Tim. Yeah, Teeny and Tootsie's eyes were wide with surprise, but so too were Tim Tim and Rom Tom Togger's eyes surprise wide, because Teeny and Tootsie weren't nude and canoodling, noodling and poodling, but collared collie schooling scholarly. Books and nooks, books on floors, and books under the door on the floor. "Yip, yip, yip," said Tim Tim, which meant, "You weren't mutt-lusting and nut-busting?" "Tough, rough, rough," Teeny tittered, which meant, "No." "Bark, bark," said Tootsie, which meant, "Teeny and I, Tootsie, have decided to learn the written word, and in this way, finally usurp our foe, man. Join us, Tim Tim and Rom Tom Togger." Together, Tim Tim, Tootsie, Teeny, and Rom Tom Togger spent years learning to read. Finally, they could, and the first book they read, The Alchemist. Ever heard about it? It's about a boy who asks God for money, and then gets it because God respects people brave enough to love gold. The dogs got angry because a lot of humans swear by it, but they found it pretty hollow, to be perfectly honest. This is what people read? Like, what the rough ruckle? Which means fuck. Anyway, that's why Brazilian author and lyricist Paulo Coelho was torn apart by a pack of dogs. The end.
There's a secret tree in the forest behind her house. The tree is called the sex tree because it's the only ever tree that enjoys having consensual sex. It can do it doggy, missionary, really anything, as long as it's the one getting it. Yeah. It didn't hurt anybody and everyone was over 18, even the tree, but not super old because that's kind of weird too, even if you're legal. Anyway, all the nuns in the convent heard about the tree when the priests were bragging about it. "Yeah, I put my thing in the tree," the big priest said to the little priest. "Felt great, no splinters. Now my thing smells like a desk. Gonna do it again on Friday after the big priest meeting." The little priest said, "Oh, neat." But the nuns listening through the door with a cup got all hot in their torsos. "A tree that has sex? We can't have sex now, but tree? That won't do." That's when all the nuns went to the big box hardware store to buy axes. The helpful store clerk tried to get some of them to buy hatchets, but nope, they all wanted axes. Okay, whatever, he said, ringing it up. That'll be $20. 20 American dollars. This is America. You can give me 20 ones, 5 fours, and 19 twos. Now all the nuns had axes. But where to find this sex tree? Just follow your nose, winked the friendly store clerk. The biggest nun took a big sniff and smelled it. Condoms and sawdust. This way! The nuns marched off into the forest, sniffing hard and barking like excited dogs. Woof woof. They found the tree all right, and they wanted to chop, chop. Well, it wasn't that easy. That's right, there was a line. Hey, no cutting, said the little priest from earlier in the story. Yeah, he got horny for that tree, you betcha, Buster. Get it, Charlie. Well, if you can say one thing about nuns, they know how to follow the rules. They stood in line for 2 hours, checking their watches, sighing really loud, the whole deal, the whole shebang, the whole yada yada yada. The villagers who got behind them in line were all like, wow, these nuns really want to fuck that tree. Finally, it was their turn. All yours, the guy said, wiping his forehead, which was covered in splinters. The tree was big, and it had a big hole in it, like where you would hide a pocket watch, or gum, or a spelling bee medal to befriend the children, you old weirdo. Well, the nuns got their axes ready, and the meanest nun swung the blade right into the tree. Oh, fuck! Screamed the tree. Yeah, turns out the sex tree wasn't a tree at all, but a man in a tree costume. This isn't a tree at all. It's just a man in a tree costume. The meanest nun just fucking repeated. Shh, said the tree man. Not so loud. You'll spoil the fun. Heh, heh, heh. He winked. It was then the nuns realized who it was. Yep, it was Big Priest from earlier. I guess this story really came full circle. Anyway, the nuns didn't care because they believed in God and axes. So they chopped the man into man logs. The Big Priest screamed, and all the horny tree lovers waiting in line got sad because now the sex tree was dead. They tried to get refunds, but they couldn't because of a clause in the sex tree contract. Read the fine print, buddy. This is why priests aren't allowed to have sex anymore, and it's why it's never been a problem since. The end.